Hey fire signs, welcome back to my channel. This is Jen with iHouse Oracle bringing you the energy forecast for the upcoming week. This is for all of my fire signs, whether you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So this message is for all the way until the 14th of March. So if you come across this reading anytime before that, there may be a message for you. So please take it as it resonates. We're going to start with the tarot cards to give me an idea of what the incoming energy is going to look like. And then we'll follow up with some additional messages from Spirit with the Oracle cards as well as advice. And we'll close with charms. So, ooh, I love this. Okay. So starting, ooh, new energy. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna reverse this because when it came out and it fell on the ground, the pile was like this. And so I saw the Seven of Wands first. So this feels right. Okay, cool. I don't know why. I was like, that feels right. This is the Light Seers Tarot, and I love this deck. I saw someone on TikTok shuffle like this. Okay, I don't have the fingers for it. But that was fun. But all of the decks that I use in my readings can be found in the description box down below. See? So we're gonna do that. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. I feel like this one wanted it. Okay, yep. Oh, nope. We're gonna take these. And we'll just take this top one. Okay, so the first message I'm getting is a whole lot of renewal this week. One more. And it's interesting because it fell right into... Ah, okay. Love it. Okay. So, fire signs for the incoming week. We have the Seven of Wands, the Fool card, the Star, Eight of Swords, Two of Swords, the World, and the Nine of Wands. So yeah, I'm getting a renewal, a rebirth of some kind, but it will require you to maintain your boundaries and to make a decision to go into this new beginning. This offer is there for you if you want to take it. That's what I'm picking up on. With the Seven of Wands here, the Seven of Wands talks about energetic barriers, protection, talks a lot about defense, kind of like self-defense in a way. You know, you're protecting yourself from all of that external energy outside. So you may be isolating yourself a little bit in order to protect your energy. It's very interesting because I also am kind of getting a side message of this week you're also integrating a lot of your shadow aspects within yourself, and you're recognizing and coming into alignment with how both parts are you and how to work with both parts that are essentially you. With the Fool here, it resembles a new start, a new beginning. So does the Star. So moving in like the week, I definitely see this as, you know, we're starting the week with a new sense of hope and a new sense of renewal. You know, your string is tied to Spirit, and you're like, guide the way, lead the way. You know, I'm tied to the cosmic plan of the universe. And with the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords, it's really interesting because I'm definitely seeing more, like she's looking into an image of herself. And she's feeling choked up, and she's feeling that the Eight of Swords represents a mental block of some kind. And I see it more in the sense that we are getting out of this mental trap. With this new star and with the Star here, I definitely see a decision being made in how to move out of this energy, especially with the world being with the world being right after. The world, it represents, you know, the completion of a cycle. It's like definitely like coming full circle with how things were. And it's interesting too, because both of these cards are kind of very similar in nature. If you notice, there's like the rainbow in the wands, and there's the rainbow in the bubble. There's both bubbles, and she's in both of the circles. And it's kind of like we're starting a new circle, we're starting a new cycle this week, this incoming week. This incoming week is an opportunity to bring about new hopeful change by getting outside of our heads. And you know, both of these are definitely, they're not actual, they're mental blocks. You're not truly restrained, if that makes sense. This kind of feels a bit stalemate like, but with all this crow, I feel like it's like all that chatter in your brain, like telling you you're stuck. When in reality, she can just take that blindfold off. She doesn't even have a blindfold on, right? Like she's truly not stuck. And so I definitely see this with the Nine of Wands being at the end of this reading. I see this as you're coming into your power. You're coming into full circle on what energy is yours and what energy is just these crows chirping and squawking? Cawing at you? I was like, what did birds say? Cawing at you, right? Because they're both, she is her. Without all these images, she can see things clearly. But she sees this reflection and she's like, oh my gosh, all of this overthinking. We're starting fresh without the overthinking. We're starting a new cycle with our boundaries. The Knight of Wands represents persistence and determination and boundaries. And, you know, I see this as like keeping watch. We work so hard to get ourselves out of this mental block that with this new start, we're seeing the chatter for what it is. Chatter. We're seeing it for what it is. It's as separate from ourselves, as not our true selves, right? This is all external stuff, but it's not you. So that's what I'm picking up this week. It's really, I'm definitely getting a sense of renewal. Yeah, a definite sense of renewal for this incoming week, especially with the world. I mean, it is ruled by Saturn, which is also, it's ruled by Earth as well. So Saturn is the planet of structure and restriction. So we are starting with a new set of, like, we are releasing our bounds of restriction while maintaining our boundaries, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Because I feel like in the past, we just kind of allow the chatter and these birds to just take over. And this over feeling of thoughts to take over. And so with this new beginning and this new start, you're allowing yourself to quiet the mind a bit and allow things to flow a lot more fluidly. Allow yourself to see exactly things for as they are. And so if you see things for how they are, then you know how to protect your energy as well. So that's what I'm seeing there. Let's look. I feel like also meditation may be very important to you in this time in order to quiet the mind, because the sword's energy is also air energy. So air is all about thoughts, communication. So I'm kind of getting, you know, that like restriction in my throat as well. So continuing to speak your truth. And with this new beginning, you are no longer just allowing any thought to affect you. Any old thought, like negative self-talk, doubts, things, even things that you're perceiving and things that you may be experiencing in the world, you're not allowing that to clutter your mind and to keep this blindfold on you so you don't know what the next move to make is. You have the power to make those moves that you want and the direction you want to go into. When you follow your truth, when you speak your peace, and when you speak your truth, and you are your authentic self, the chatter goes away because you are sure of yourself. You know, when you get to know yourself so much, when you are by, and I see this a lot of solo energy as well, when you are by yourself the most, you get to know yourself the most. And when you're in that quiet place where you know your true self, you can see, once you go outside and you start interacting with people or, you know, other energies, you can recognize like what energy truly is just theirs and what energy is yours. And that way you can keep your boundaries as they are. You know, my energy is mine and yours is yours. You know, I can, you know, allow the energy to trickle in, so I can, you know, I can touch the energy. I can kind of get a grasp of what your energy's like, but I'm not going to absorb it. That's what I'm getting from this. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. That's like definitely what you want, right? You don't want to lose connections. You want to still be able to welcome connections, but at the same time, you don't want to absorb all of their energy, because that energy is not for you to absorb. It's outside chatter. Whether it's people, you know, right now the world is a nasty place. If you see it that way, it can be. It can be a very cruel world. You know, we are getting towards a new season. I just got news from, saying, tell me you're from America without telling me you're from America. But, you know, I live in a place where lockdowns are becoming less and less frequent, even though we are still in a pandemic. It's not gone by any means. There are still a lot of very vulnerable people out there, and if this is a touchy subject, but I feel like that surely applies to these feelings, right? There could be a lot of pressure from people, you know, calling you nervous, or you're scared for no reason, or, you know, why are you so paranoid, or the 99.5 recovery rate or something like that, and all of these other, that's chatter, right? When you're with yourself, and if you feel comfortable, right, you can make your own decision to do so. If you don't feel comfortable, then don't feel forced from other people to do something that doesn't align with you, that breaks your boundaries, right? You can go and do your thing, you know, go to the grocery store, wear your mask still, if you feel like, you know, it's in your own calling, but that is up to you to decide. For me, I felt, you know, of course it angers me when I see people not give a shit and, you know, about other people's well-being and claiming masks don't work and this and that and how blah, blah, blah. It's a very it's not even a controversial topic, because it shouldn't be. Masks work. I have plenty of friends that work in the hospital that wear masks that are still alive and that work with COVID patients all day. And I don't even know, I'm just ranting now, but essentially, yeah. See, I can sit here and, you know, be angry and have that chatter continuously go into my head and constantly, you know, wait, that's a tying down to myself. You know, it doesn't have to be sad or depressed. I can feel anger from this too. And like, why are people so irresponsible and this and this and this and blah, 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 blah. When in turn, that's their own decision, right? I can't force anything on any of them. As much as I'd love to just have we have never, as a country, and this is also a rant, but we as a country have never been on a complete lockdown, ever. We may say that because some of us have actually followed through and don't go outside very much and blah, 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 blah. But in reality, not a single whole of the United States has ever been in lockdown for like a week or 2 weeks. Not even a week. So I'm just going to leave that there because, but again, see, I can get so mad and so worked up about it, but what can I do? You know, like, yeah, I can advocate it, I can hand them out, but it's on that person and on their own energy if they want to reciprocate and if they want to invite that energy in too. So in order for us to protect our own energy as well, we have to recognize that that energy is them. They don't care, and that's on them. And we can't allow ourselves to be so affected by their own decisions. And it doesn't even have to do, I feel like COVID is just kind of universal at this point, so anyone can understand. But it doesn't have to be in terms of, COVID. It could be with anything, with your family, with your partners, with your coworkers, right? People tend to want, that's why there's always social experiments, because, whatever chatters the most can often affect your actions. But when you know yourself and you understand yourself and your connection and your boundaries, you are at peace no matter what they try to throw at you. So let's look into the oracle cards to get some additional messages and advice from Spirit on this week ahead. Yeah. Because people will talk all day. They're going to talk shit no matter what. But as long as you are in your authentic truth and you align with yourself, the world's going to keep spinning, and you'll feel much more better speaking your piece than trying to fit the role of someone that doesn't align with you for the sake of others. Because at the end of the day, you sleep with yourself. You may sleep next to someone, but at the end of the day, you sleep by yourself. And if you are comfortable with the way you sleep, then that's on you, right? I want to find, what is a message? What is some advice from Spirit to my fire signs? Sorry, I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but I just definitely wanted to demonstrate how this energy can convolute and can more often than not, cloud our judgment because of our overthinking, right? Like, to be quite honest, as much as, and that's why a lot of us in the spiritual realm, we're like, we send out healing energy, we send out, energy of awakening and awareness and things like that. But we also have to consider other people's free will to do whatever they want. And we can't allow their decisions to affect our own emotions and our own thinking. Because then that shoves us further away from our own truth and from our own connections with Spirit. Ooh, I love that. That's beautiful. So maybe, okay, see, this says the end of a tough cycle approaches full moon in Capricorn. And I love that. Also, Capricorn, I'm feeling is the devil energy, the devil card in tarot, which is incredible because I saw that in the Earth sign reading, and I hardly associate when I see this card, just specifically this card, I don't really see the devil energy, but that's what I'm getting here. And I'm definitely feeling that this correlates with this Eight of Swords, Two of Swords energy, is we're getting out of that toxic energy. And it's the end of the tough cycle, And I feel like a lot of this was training for us to come to terms with a lot of what reality is and a lot of what the 3D produces, and how we can shift our own focus inward so that the outward reflects what we feel on the inside. If we feel on the inside is fear and panic and that anger and that frustration, then what we see outside will result in more fear, anger, frustration. You know what I'm saying? So when we get out of that, we can see hope, renewal, rejuvenation. And so this week is a good week to end that cycle, which is beautiful. We're also coming close to, I believe on the 13th is a new moon in Pisces. So yes, manifest what you do want. Manifest the energies of renewal and hope, and manifest those things that do align with you. Because this shit's been tough. It's been really hard. And we put so much pressure on ourselves, and so much pressure on ourselves to try to be... And also, if you're watching this, then I highly feel that you're also an empath, and you're much more intuitive, and you feel more. And so when you feel more, you just you want to do more because you feel like, oh, if everyone could have the same, you know, empathy as I feel, then they'd want to change, but that's not how everyone is. And so I feel like we're in that stage of like kind of just coming to peace with that. Acceptance, right? It's not ignorance, not by any means. We still recognize that these people exist, and people that don't care exist, and people that are not for our highest good exist, but we come to peace with trying to force change on them. Instead, we are changing our perspective of them for the betterment of our own selves. I'm sorry. But let's look at a final message. And it's interesting because I just pulled this deck as a self-love. And so I feel like I'll pull another one, but just real quick. It says, show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. Literally what I was saying, the way you feel internally will be expressed outwardly. Yeah. So let's see what Spirit's final message for fire signs. Oh, beautiful. Okay, it says mistakes, and it says, allow me to know it's okay to make mistakes. Let me always take care of the inner child so he or she feels loved no matter what. And this kind of literally goes in line with the self-love card, so I'm gonna find it. Sorry, I shouldn't have. Why did I do that? All these cards. Oh, so I think I found it. Haha, there it is. Beautiful. See, it's all about, and taking care of the inner child is a big part of that, which is also very interesting because I talk about the inner child in the earth sign reading too. So if you have earth in your chart, I would definitely recommend watching that because there are a lot of similarities here. And with this mistakes, I feel like also not being so hard on yourself for being caught in this energy either. It's not your fault. And it is okay to have felt this way before. And it is okay that this feeling comes up, you know, once in a while. But we don't want to stay stuck here. I don't think you want to stay stuck here. You know, I don't think anybody wants to stay stuck here. It's awareness. Right? Awareness when these feelings come, when, you know, you recognize, these are not my own thoughts. These thoughts are just, these intrusive thoughts are just coming in and they're just taking over and it feels very overwhelming. I feel like I'm stuck in my head. I can't get out of it. Remember yourself. Remember your boundaries that you place and recognize you can cut that out of your energy when you bring awareness to it. You're like, I recognize this is not mine. Now I can, with love, release that. And it all starts from the inner child too. Inner child healing it's like essential. It's not almost, it is essential for you when you can love unconditionally and support and nurture your inner child. It creates a ripple effect to how you perceive the outer world too. And it can help you kind of dismantle these other thoughts because these thoughts came from your inner child. When you were little, you were fed so many things, right? You're a sponge. You're a tiny little person sponge that every time someone said something, you took it in. Every time someone yelled at you, you took it in. Every time someone had a criticism about you, you took it in because you didn't know any better. You were in a learning phase. You're still in a learning phase, but you just have more tools in your toolbox now. But back then, you were trying to figure out what tools were. And so a lot of times, these thoughts can come more often than not, can come from your childhood. You know, that peer pressure that, you know, oh, if I don't do this, they're not going to like me. Or if I do something this way, then they're going to yell at me or they're going to think I'm weird. Or, you know, society brings that too. So when we can love ourselves and bring awareness to the things that allow your inner child to feel safe, it returns to you, to your now, right? And spirituality and in this, you know, woo-woo world, time is an illusion. I mean, I say that all the time anyways. But time is an illusion. And so when you can hop back into your inner child, in your child time frame, in your timeline, or time circle, in that space and time, and you can heal that part of her or him, it'll create that ripple effect that goes into all aspects of your self. So it all starts from you. And it's okay to make mistakes. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents. And we're constantly learning from this. And that's why these thoughts may come up once in a while. And it's okay that they do. But once you recognize what they are and what they are about, you can cut them out from yourselves and allow the stress to be a lot less stressful, right? Reduce the weight, cut it down, cut it down, cut it down. So you don't constantly add on top of it and then it becomes so calcified that it's like almost impossible to get rid of. It's like plaque. I don't know why I just started thinking of dentistry, but you know, you build up plaque. That's why you brush your teeth every day, because if you don't, the plaque builds up so hard, so much that it's like solid, right? Same thing. It's like your brain plaque. So let's go into your charms. And this tray, of course, everything that I use in my reading can be found in the description box below. I mean, by everything, I mean this tray and the cards. Definitely not anything decorative. Yeah. Most of this I got from like Michael's or something. Or I just find it and I'm like, ooh, I like. What is the incoming energy for my fire sign? Ooh, so many numbers. That's cool. Okay. So that was not what I was expecting. That's interesting. So, okay. So we have this little flower here and it's so cute. I feel like, you see, you're like blossoming this week. And because it was in the self, so, you know, and look at it, the little flower and the little flower. And that's cute. I love that. Okay, so you're blossoming a lot more of yourself this week. You're getting to know yourself, you're getting to know what your triggers are, you know yourself, or you are getting to know yourself. And yourself, getting to know yourself will allow you to know how to nurture yourself. And so you can blossom even more. Beautiful. We have the number 35, we have the number 27, we have the number 9, we have the number 19, the number 17, number 2, number 4, and the letter J. So that's interesting. Wow, I have so many charms and, I thought I felt more metal. That's why I thought it was interesting. So these numbers may, honestly, I'm not quite sure. I'm seeing a lot of 9s, 8s. So 9, reducing this number is 8, reducing this is 10. This is another 9, this is an 8. So 888 could be a synchronicity throughout your 888, or 999 can be synchronicity that you find throughout. 17 also aligns with the star card. So more of that hope and renewal in terms of love. The 19 is 8, so there's the 8 of Swords here too. So getting out of that block. The 4 here, the 4 reminds me of the 4 of Wands. Yeah, definitely more 4 of Wands. So bringing stability in terms of your friends and your soul tribe and your money. 2, to me, I'm picking up that 2 of Cups. Yeah, 2 of Cups. Bringing harmony and balance into the home life. Nines are all about the self. So, 8, 9, 10. So there's 8, 9, 10, which is, you know, it continues. So it's a sequential, right? And so I feel like this week was definitely like, you're leveling up. You are leveling up. You're getting to know yourself so you can nurture that, so you can level up, and you are growing and you're getting to know yourself even more. So I'm sorry if this wasn't very climactic for you. This could also represent days, certain days, or a time frame. 8 or 9 is what I'm picking up on, so maybe 8 or 9 days. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom this in. I don't see anything else. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave the reading here. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you. Let me know in the comments what you think. I will still be postponing my energy check-in readings for now. I am probably actually going to start a different series I'm excited about, so stay tuned for that. I really hope that this reading brought some clarity to you and your situation. I hope that it brought some guidance for you for this upcoming week. Yeah, check out the description box on where I got this stuff, and I hope you have a great week. I hope you take care. I hope you're safe. And I hope that you come back and see me in another reading. Okay? Take care, fire signs. Bye.